been such a long time, and here I am with Moon in my robe, because that's kind of what the days look like sometimes, don't they? I hope that everyone is doing well and that you're more comfortable than Moon is right now being loved. She's more independent than one would wish for something so cute. Oh dear, she almost ate my nose live. Say hi. Okay. So I have been thinking up some crafts and some art that we can do. I'm really just eager to hear how everyone is doing and what you might have been up to yourselves. So yeah, please know that I'm thinking of you, and let us head to the kitchen where we will see what is cooking, and it won't be food. So today I was thinking that we could do bean bags, and this should be fairly simple, but I definitely recommend you be a little older, maybe grade 1, maybe kindergarten with some help, because of course we have a sharp needle and a bit of a tricky threading of the needle, but I'm going to come a little closer and show you how that is done, but I think that you already know this. But whenever there's a lesson, it's good to go nice and slow. So here is the needle that you should all have received. And there are fancy ways of rolling your finger back and forth to get it through, but I do the trusty, really, how do I say that? I don't know. I do the trusty suck on the thread, pop it through, and then I have the two lengths together and I just tie a knot. Nothing fancy. Seriously, nothing fancy. And then there you have it. Boop, boop, doo. Okay. I do come with sound effects. So then you want to find your fabric and you want to cut it so that it's like this. And when you're done, we will be folding it in half. And mine is roughly the size of a coaster, if you have a coaster. Otherwise, something that sits in your hand. And it can be an adult size hand, even if a child is going to be using it. Or you can make a small one. The bigger, the better, I think, just for how fun it is, and then for being able to have certain weights in your hand and on your head and perhaps your shoulders or elbows or other balancing places. So again, cut your fabric so that it is the length of 2 squares, and then fold it in half with the beautiful pattern or the brightest side, the side you want to see at the end, on the inside. So there is our fold. You want to line it up and then find your needle and thread that was all ready for you. And there we go. And then you want to leave a bit of space here because we'll be turning it inside out. This side is already done for you. How amazing is that? So good. We only have to stitch 3 sides. Unless that's sad news for you because you really want to stitch more. So leaving some space, maybe a thumb's width, and you're just going to go through the fabric pull it all the way through. And if it comes all the way through, you are going to need a much bigger knot. Or alternatively, a smaller needle. Pardon me as I adjust my thread. It's been pretty gorgeous. I hear people have been at the lake. People have been to beaches. Some people have been inside figuring out how to stay cool. Hopefully everyone has a window to look out of and can greet the beautiful mornings that we've been having. And the surprise evening when you have a cool day and then the sun just pops out. It's been gorgeous. Just a reminder that it's summer in these strange times. So we pull it through, and this time it does stay, which is such good news. And then we're just going in and out. It's a running stitch. So from the bottom up, and then from the top down. And it's good to get the stitches as close together as possible because we are going to be filling this, and having beans or rice fly all over the place is not the goal of this activity. So keeping it nice and close together and as straight as you can. This is a lovely thing to do in silence, but there's also a little song to help us remember what we're doing and to keep the rhythm. And it goes like this. The thread follows the needle, the thread follows the needle, in and out and in and out, and that is what it's all about. The thread follows the needle, the thread follows the needle, in and out and in and out, and that is what it's all about. The thread follows the needle. So now that you've learned the song, because it's one of the easiest songs you'll ever sing, we can sing together. The thread follows the needle, the thread follows the needle, in and out and in and out, and that is what it's all about. The thread follows the needle, the thread follows the needle, in and out and in and out, and that is what it's all about. The thread follows the needle. And I love hanging out with you, and I wish so much we were together, but we are, because I've invited you into my home and we are sharing an activity. And I do truly believe that when our thoughts are with each other, our prayers are with each other, our love is sent out to each other, that there is a very real connectivity. And so I feel your presence, and I hope that you feel mine. And we can keep singing as we go around. The thread follows the needle, the thread follows the needle, in and out and in and out, and that is what it's all about. The thread follows the needle, the thread follows the needle, in and out and in and out, and The thread follows the needle. And just while I'm thinking about this song, there is a wonderful way in which children can all hold hands in a line, and they can go under the leader's arm and all the way through like a follow the leader as they sing this song, with one child being the needle and everyone else being the thread that goes through. So up to you, depending how many children are in your home and how wild the children are, and whether or not following things is possible. But yeah, you can turn it into a game. So here I go with what happens at the very end. So once you have gone all the way around, you will have something that looks like this, right? So you have this side done, and then you've sewn around two of the sides, and one side is still open. Now you get to turn it inside out. Before you do this, or after you do this, feel free to practice with socks, your coat sleeves, pant legs, anything that's inside out in your house. You could go around and spend probably quite a bit of time making sure everything was straight and tidy, all of your clothes. And if you really enjoy this, then maybe you want to go and make a bed. So lots of opportunities to make sure that things are in their proper place, so you have something like this. And then we fill it. So whatever you might have that you're willing to gift into your beanbag, beans, rice, any kind of lentil. Don't put your supper in here though, eat that for sure, but I'm gonna use popcorn, which is probably gonna be sad for some people to hear, but I don't actually value popcorn. It's so fun to pop and it makes everything feel like a sleepover, but yeah, not a huge fan of actually eating it. So I'm going to fill mine with these popcorn seeds. To fill your beanbag, you can of course build a funnel by taking some paper and by rolling it into an ice cream cone shape. Okay. Ta-da! And then placing the thin end into your beanbag. And then pouring. If anyone has been too young and hasn't been part of this yet, this is where they can shine. Fill it a little bit at a time because you don't really want it pouring all over. Not the end of the world if it does. And then once it is full, I also recommend a spoon. Once your beanbag is all full, you may want to check, those are bouncing, they didn't come from the beanbag. Always fun to have something bounce around when you have a craft. You want to check that the beanbag, nothing's coming out of it, because if there's any hope, that literally came out of the top. So make sure you're really holding it tight before you do this test. And that little kernel, seriously? Anyways, you want to make sure that there aren't any little seeds peeking through, because if there are, dump it out, sow some more, you get to sing the song some more, and then when your sowing's all good and strong, fill it again. If it is ready to go, then we're going to sow the top. And there, of course, is that little extra bit. So this is the only part where we want to be a little bit fancy and just fold those corners in. The popcorn seeds. You want to fold these corners in, like so, before we sow. So let's go. So you want to thread another needle, make sure that you have lots of length so that you can go all the way across. So this is the thing, you have it folded in, and then you want to make sure you've tied your knot at the bottom. And then again, we go in and out, all along the top. And this part is a little tricky because you already have all of your seeds or beans or rice in there. And when you have sewn all the way across the top, you want to tie a nice knot. And then you will have your completed bean bag. Don't worry if there's not a lot of beans in there, if they did fall out. And I'm saying beans because it's a bean bag, but mine would actually be called a seed bag, popcorn seed bag. So then you have a bean bag, which the things you can do are endless. Definitely see how many times you can toss it in the air, how high you can toss it and still catch it, how high you can toss it and catch it with the same hand, with another hand. You can always make up a little rhyme. When it rains, when it shines, and the beam of light goes by, you can see through the raindrop there's a rainbow. You can see through the raindrop there's a rainbow. And as you work your skill level higher and higher, you can do what I can do every once in a while, but guarantee because I'm recording, I won't be successful this time. Always believe in yourself, but also be honest. You can do a full rainbow where you actually catch it. And I didn't. So see how long it takes you before you can actually catch the rainbow. That was not an entire rainbow. Should be nice and full, standing up tall. Classic. So there's that. You can mix the batter around in the bowl. Mix the batter around to make a pancake flat, a delicious pancake flat. Toss the pancake, flip the pancake. That is that. So thanks so much for doing our first craft. I send you guys love, best wishes, and I look forward to bumping into you in town when I'm out and about. Stay safe.